Wow. Okay. So we're jumping right in, guys. We're not even like we're welcome, friends, to the Beaver Dam. I was in the middle of making a video about Maz and Kicks, and they dropped this. We have a massive update coming to the holo table. Relics at 4 stars. I haven't even read this. I haven't read any of this yet. What is this? Okay, yes, you read that right. We removed or drastically reduced star requirements on gear pieces, so characters can now reach relic levels at only 4 stars. The only requirement is that applying gear pieces at gear 12 needs a character to be level 85 and 4 stars. New relic star requirements. Well, you can get to relics earlier. There are now star requirements for higher relic levels. Relic 3 will require 5 stars. Relic 4 will require 6 stars. And Relic 5 Plus will require 7 stars. This will be retroactive. Which means we're going to have a whole bunch of new raid testing because a lot of us have 5-star Bad Batch that can now be brought up to Relic 3. What? New item, Lightspeed Tokens. Lightspeed Tokens are a new consumable that instantly upgrades a character to a specific power level. Think of it like an item that will boost a specific character similar to the Hyperdrive or Lightspeed bundles. How they work, they come in 5 tiers. Tier 1, Carbonite, level 85, 3 stars, gear 10, ability level 3. Tier 2, that brings up to 4 stars, gear 12 with ability level. What is this? Tier 3, Chromium, 5-star, Relic 1, ability 5. Tier 4, 6-star, Relic 3, ability level 6, and Kyber level, which will be essentially the level of like a Lightspeed bundle. What you need to know, don't hoard. An LST is tied to a specific list of characters when it's released, and that list will never be updated to include units released later. So there's no reason to save them for a future character drop. Additionally, in order for us to eventually remove old and unused LSTs from data, all LSTs in your inventory expire exactly 6 months after the date and time you acquire them. Use them when you get them. So essentially, this is going to be a catch-up mechanic for newer players. Era locked. Initially, what are they called? Lightspeed tokens? Lightspeed tokens can only be used for characters from the Legacy era. Everything before the era of apprentices that started on... Okay, so anything pre-Ahsoka, essentially. Yeah, it's not quite pre-Ahsoka, but for the most part, pre-Ahsoka Rex. Okay, launch factions. The first Lightspeed tokens available at launch will be for smugglers and separatists. Separatists, huh? We're finally getting our separatist capital ship that everyone's been thinking about? Is that what's happening at the end of this year, CG? Anyways, exclude units. You cannot use Lightspeed tokens on these types of units. Galactic Legends, Conquest units, Journey Guide units. Makes sense. And then capital ships. Makes sense. Wait, that means there's going to be ones for ships. These tokens won't apply Zetas or Omicron abilities. Got a useless LST if you get a token, but all your eligible characters are already past that upgrade level. You can dismantle it for some rewards. Okay, so you get some Chirotech, some Carbonite circuit boards. Okay, so just depending on the tier, you get some better and better stuff. What is happening? We don't know. How does one get a token? We don't know. Give me a sec. We'll get there. You'll find Lightspeed tokens in the store as rewards on the free episode track and episode pass. We will also plan to use them as rewards in other ways in the future. We are looking at a huge shift. I was wondering why we hadn't gotten Lightspeed bundles in a while, and it's because they were developing a new way where people could earn these to be able to catch up new players without having them pay money, and I really appreciate that. To make Lightspeed tokens more effective, we tore down some old walls in the unit upgrade system. Here's a list of restrictions we've removed. Unit level is no longer gated by your player level. Oh, I love that. That actually is so incredibly nice for new players. Units now have all their abilities unlocked right from the start. Also something very, very nice. Unit ability tiers are no longer gated by a unit's gear tier. Oh my gosh, I actually like a lot of this. This is CG... I'm liking this, guys. Unit level no longer gates ability upgrades. The only exceptions are Zeta and Omicron abilities, which keep their original requirements. Okay, I'm fine with that. Ship reinforcement abilities are no longer gated by star level. Another one that's super nice. It is official. No one needs to level up their comeuppance if you unlocked it from the marquee. or not the Marquee, the Galactic Chase, you no longer have to get it up because it basically does everything it needs to do now. Ship ability upgrades are no longer gated by crew gear tier. Oh, thank you. This is not gonna be helpful for me. 0% of this is gonna be helpful for me. I don't care. This is gonna be so helpful for so many people. Capital ship ability upgrades are still gated by ship star level. That one I'm fine. A few exceptions remain. There are 3 specific characters whose abilities do not unlock immediately. General Skywalker's leadership ability still unlocks at Gear 7. I wonder if this is just old code. Marin's Special 1 ability still needs Gear 10. Wasn't this Gear 12 before? Night Sister Zombie's unique ability still needs Gear 10. Okay, so it sounds like there's some like iffy code that they can't really work through, and so they have to keep these, if I had to guess as to why these are a thing. In addition to that, for Lightspeed tokens to work well with our current and future systems, many units have had their star unlock requirement reduced to 2 stars. These changes are in the table below. I actually really appreciate that. Lowering the star or like the shard requirement to get a character unlocked to allow us to relic characters earlier and all that kind of stuff. This feels really good. Full list of former unlocks that are now lower. Ooh, Hermit Yoda and Wampa can now be unlocked at 2 star, which means you can get a relic Wampa at, what is it, 4 star? At 4 star, you can get yourself a relic Wampa and drop that delicious Omicron. Interesting, very interesting. Okay. Oh, and it's even ships too. The Mark 6 Interceptor. I like it. But wait, there's more. Quality of life upgrades. Here are a few more updates to make your lives easier. Leveling up your units just got cheaper. The credit and ship material cost has been slashed by 50% across the board. Once again, does not affect me at all. Great for everyone else. I am so happy about that. Relics will be gate kept by the number of stars that you have from now on. They are reducing the gear requirement, but you do need to get them to level 85 for those who are just joining in, just to give you a refresher. If you've earned all possible rewards from a recurring event, that event will no longer appear on the events table. Yes! I don't have to worry about the finalizer event sitting there on my dashboard. Okay, this includes rerun marquee events, fleet mastery events, and proving grounds. Thank you. Yes, you can finally say goodbye to the finalizer and rounds events hanging out at the end of your events list. Oh gosh, you can now sim up to 100 battles at once. Oh my gosh, I can sim and I don't have to sit there click. I've literally drilled into my head exactly how far my mouse needs to move and where my fingers need to move to multi-sim again and again. This is so nice. As long as you have the energy that this doesn't change the daily attempt limits on hard notes. Yeah, I mean, I figured. A new icon next to the unit's name on every unit detail screen displays the icon for the era in which the unit was released. Tapping and click. So icon will create a pop-up that will name the era as well. So it just basically helping us sort characters and to when they came out. I don't understand what this is for quite yet, but I'm guessing it has something to do with the Lightspeed tokens. You can now sort your character's inventory by relic amplifier level. Amazing. We've added new filters to see which characters have upgrade availables for Lightspeed token application, relic amplifier level, Omicron ability, Zeta ability, gear upgrade. You can filter by the things that you need to put into your roster. I love that. Oh my gosh, CG's got me over here kicking my feet. Any ability upgrade and unit level upgrade filters are also now available for both characters and ships. A number of changes have been made to streamline tutorials for new players and let them get to the holotables faster. I'm definitely starting a new account. This includes the creation of 2 new quests granted to all players under level 40. We are excited to deliver this to you and cannot wait to hear your feedback, as this is the foundation for our next large update coming later this year. The foundation for our next large update? No wonder we're not getting like any details. They have so much that they're working on. No wonder everything's pushed back. See you on the holo table. Dang. So it's oh my gosh. I think that Bo-Katan and Zepho Ready is going to become a huge farm now. Is this part of the Kicks kit reveal? No, this is a separate thing that they just dropped out of nowhere. Level 90 and Relic 10. And we're not going to get level 90. Oh, gosh. More than one Bronzeums at a time? Unfortunately, no, Navs Comics, but they did reference that there is a larger update to come. No, Lefty Roper, I think that's the first time you felt that for CG, but definitely not a pistol. Can now relic Dark Clones. Yeah, a lot of you guys who have 5-star Dark Clones can get a Relic 3 set of Dark Clones and be able to do, what is that, Tier 3? Yeah, you'll be able to do Tier 3. No, Tier 2. Tier 2. Because it's Tier 0, Tier 1, Tier 2. So, right? Yeah, no, Tier 4 is Relic 5. So yeah, we'll be able to do Tier 3. There you go. Lightspeed tokens is what they're called. They're essentially mini Lightspeed bundles that will get you up to specific gear levels, stars, and things for characters, and you will be able to earn them through the free episode track and the episode pass. So, huge update for a lot of new players. None of the characters are going to be post-Hu Yang. They're all going to be pre-Hu Yang that are going to be affected by this. And first up on the list is going to be Scoundrels and Separatists. Probably going to be filtering into the whole pirate faction that we're getting now. And perhaps maybe a Separatist capital ship coming down the road. When does this start? I'm guessing it's just the next update. So, what is it? It's today, Tuesday? Is it tomorrow that's the update then? What is required on the characters to apply them? Nothing. It's like a Lightspeed bundle. It literally, it's like a Lightspeed bundle. It instantly upgrades a character to a specific power level. Think of them as an item that will boost specific characters similar to Hyperdrive or Lightspeed bundles. You don't need anything to use these. They come in tiers. A tier 1 will get you 3-star Gear 10. A tier 2 is going to get you 4-star Gear 12. Tier 3 is going to be 5-star Relic 1, 6-star Relic 3, and then 7-star Relic 5. No, you cannot use them on new marquees. They will be specific to specific types of characters. So you can use them on like a Scoundrel faction of anyone that's old. They also exclude Galactic Legends. They exclude Conquest characters and Journey Guide characters. So it sounds like it'll essentially be like, here's a Lightspeed token that's a tier 5 Lightspeed token that you can use on the Scoundrel faction. And so you get to choose anyone that's before Hu Yang, which is about a year ago. Anyone before Hu Yang and that is a Scoundrel, and you can apply that token to that person. Yes, they did just de-incentivize 7-star marquees. They literally did de-incentivize marquees, but they incentivized a $20 subscription, because you can earn these Lightspeed tokens through the episode pass. And now the episode pass has become the #1 best deal that you can ever purchase in the game. And so they've gone from having a whole bunch of whales wail on the characters, because they're always going to have the whales that wail on the characters for the first day or the first week to get them in GAC and utilize them. But now they can incentivize everyone else to be purchasing the episode pass every single month, so they can catch up to everyone else. Okay, I think this warrants us making a video, I'm sure. This is going to be do we make 2 different videos? Do we make one for the kit reveals, and then we make one for this? I feel like it has to be 2. No, you cannot unlock JKCK with a 3-star Tarful. Oh, yes you can. Yes, you can. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. I was like, yes, because it's just a Gear 12 requirement, if I recall. Unless it says 7-star in the event. Here, we can check right now. Does JKCK specifically say that it's... well, JKCK's up here for some reason. 7 stars right there. You will not be able to do JKCK's event. Okay, let's start this recording, guys. Let's start this recording and record this real quick. We're not going to read through this whole thing for everyone. We just want to get a video out there letting everyone know that this is going to be coming. Welcome, friends, to the Beaver Dam, and damn, it's good to be free to play right now. It's just, SWGOH's never been better free to play, but all of a sudden it's the best free to play it's ever been and ever will be, and it sounds like more to come. But also there's some incentives for those who spend a little moolah, but not a lot of moolah. They've actually de-incentivized some spending, which is really cool. So this has a whole bunch to go through, but includes we can get relic characters at as low as 4 stars from now on. We can get lightspeed tokens, which are essentially mini lightspeed bundles we can apply to our characters that are not purchased. They are earned, and you can purchase to get some, but we'll talk about that in a hot second, as well as some really good just overall quality of life changes that pertain to a lot of this as well. So we're going to jump right in and talk about it. So first things first, star levels are no longer going to be required for relics. So 4-star, you can get your character up to relic level. Now they will be locked behind how high you get them. So for instance, if you have a 5-star character, you can get them to relic 3, which means all of you that have your dark side clones up to 5-star who are doing, the bare minimum in your raid, you can now get them all up to relic right now and be able to do tier 3 of the raid. Of course, it's probably going to be a little bit more of a struggle once this update comes out. We'll, I'm sure, have a lot of people testing that, so keep an eye out for that. I'll be doing I'm going to take up my Bad Batch up to relic 3 because I've got them all at 5-star. I'm going to take them up to relic 3 and see how they do at their 5-star level and see how that goes for the raid. They do say this will be retroactive, so that means that if you have any characters that are currently 5-star, they will immediately be able to be taken up if you have the gear and everything for them. So it's going to be super nice for a lot of you guys. I'm not sure how much this is going to affect stats overall. I'm very curious how we're going to be looking at this. So this does de-incentivize going for marquees on day 1 or in the first week, but we'll always have the whales going for that kind of thing. So nice little de-incentivization of spending money, and I appreciate that, and it's going to be super nice for a lot of us out here. I think this will push a lot of guilds towards going for Zepho and Bo-Katan Mandalore to be able to get the Chirotechs to start doing this to certain teams. So definitely something that'll be interesting for a lot of us. Lightspeed tokens are next up on our list. They'll be coming in 5 tiers. Think of them as a lightspeed bundle you give to a specific character in a specific faction they have chosen. So we'll get to the factions in just a moment, but first things first, there's a tier 1, which is going to give it 3 stars and gear 10 to a character, as well as ability level 3. Tier 2 will be 4 stars, gear 12, and up the ability level again. 5 stars, relic 1, ability level 5. 6 stars, relic 3, ability level 6, and of course 7 stars, relic 5, ability level 7. Tier 5 is essentially like how we get a lightspeed bundle in general. Now the rules on this are basically going to be you can't put it on conquest units, you can't put it on galactic legends, you can't put it on journey guide characters, and then you can't put it on any new character that's from like the current era up. So it's essentially from Hu Yang a year ago up to current era. So I'm guessing anything that's been part of the era system from here on out will never be part of these lightspeed tokens, but this will be allowing you guys to pick and choose characters inside certain factions they choose, and you can choose which ones that you can use these on. So the first 2 that they have announced is Scoundrels and Separatists. Might be a little reference to us getting a Separatist GL ship at the end of the year. We'll see. But overall, we're going to be getting those. And so you'll essentially get them through the episode pass. Yes, you heard me right. It is through the episode pass. And if you've already have the characters and you get one and you don't have anything to spend it on, you can dismantle them for some stuff to help you get other characters done. But episode track, the free episode track, will give out some of these, as well as the episode pass. So a lot of you are probably going to start picking up the episode pass here pretty soon if you haven't already. It's already one of the best deals in the game. This right here makes it incredible. You're essentially going to be getting lightspeed bundles every single month out of the episode pass. That sounds like a good deal to me. So it's going to be awesome. But yeah, so essentially we'll get the next era will happen. We'll be going through the episode pass, and we get one of these tier 5s, and we're like, sick, and it's a tier 5 scoundrel. And so then I can go into the game and I can go and look at the scoundrels, and this is, you know, obviously how I understand them writing it. We don't have final say on here, but we can go over to the scoundrels, and any of these characters that I don't have leveled up, I can go and spend it on that. And so I could take my Stormtrooper Han up to Relic 5 immediately, like I have a Lightspeed bundle. And then I couldn't choose, of course, Captain Athano, because he's within the era system. And so I wouldn't be able to choose this character, but I would be able to choose one of these other characters that are not part of the era system, or a conquest unit, or a GL, or a journey guide character. So it's going to be able to give you guys essentially free Lightspeed bundles, which is really, really cool. So that's going to be awesome. I love that. I've been wondering where the Lightspeed bundles are, why there's no more Lightspeed bundles. It's because they've been working on this. So very, very cool. As part of this upgrade system, the relic system, all that kind of stuff, they're going to change a lot of things, like units level is no longer gated by your player level. So if you're level 14, you can still get your characters up to level 85. These are some super nice changes for a lot of free-to-play players. You know, abilities being unlocked right from the start, instead of having to get certain gear levels and certain levels and that type of stuff. A lot of this stuff is like that. There will be certain things that are still gated, like Zetas and Omicrons will be gated by their original requirements of like level 83 or 2, whatever it is, for each character. Reinforcement abilities are no longer gated by star level, which means if you guys have a comeuppance and you guys haven't applied the reinforcement ability and you haven't gotten to 5 stars, good news. Your comeuppance is instantly viable and you don't have to get it to 5 star. This thing does basically everything it needs to do. But yeah, absolutely insane. Capital ships are not going to change, just saying. There's a couple gear stuff that's still going to be required for just a couple characters. I'm guessing this is code based or perhaps game balancing. Someone pointed out that Night Sister Zombie could be trying to gatekeep the paper zombie that was a strat forever ago. So in addition, for this to work well, they're also reducing basically all of the characters that require high star levels or a high amount of shards to get them unlocked. You know, a character that requires 80 shards to unlock and you get them at 4 star. Instead, they're reducing them all to 2 stars. And so now you can get your Wampa up to unlock level at 2 star, and then you can get your Wampa up to 5 star, drop that Omicron on him, and get him up to Relic 3 at 5 star. If you want to do that and you're a new player and you're looking for a good solo character to utilize. So lots of cool stuff there for reducing the star level unlocks. It includes some ships, of course, as well. In general, leveling units and ships are now 50% cheaper after this update starts running. If you've earned all possible rewards for a recurring event, it no longer shows up. Finalizer and Radis, gone. They are no longer going to be showing up after this happens. You can now sim up to 100 battles instead of the 20 battles that it's forcing you to do now. And so if you have a whole bunch of energy or you're doing a double drop event, you know, you don't have to sit there and keep tapping the buttons. You can now sim up to 100 battles. This obviously doesn't change hard notes. Got some new filtering stuff, which is really cool. You can now filter your roster by Lightspeed token application, so characters that you could apply Lightspeed tokens that you have. Relic amplifier level, Omicron ability, Zeta ability, gear upgrade. So you'll be able to basically reshape your roster to see your roster in different ways. This will make, on my side, this is going to make doing roster reviews a lot easier, because someone's like, hey, what Zeta should I put on? I can now just sort it by Zetas, and then I can just go, oh, here's the Zetas you have, here's the ones I would suggest, instead of having to go dig through and be like, okay, there's one character that's missing a Zeta, there's another character that's missing a Zeta. So for me, this is going to help me help you guys a lot, and hopefully you guys will help yourselves as well. And then, of course, a number of changes have been made to streamline tutorials for new players, which means we will be attempting our speed run of the game once again and seeing if we can get to level 85 in one day. And we're going to be making a new account. This includes the creation of 2 new quests granted to all players under level 40. Now, this is the foundation for our next large update coming later this year. This isn't the end, guys. We're still going. There's going to be more to come. This is absolutely freaking wild. So yeah, here we are, guys. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think of this. This is everything good. This is I am so happy right now. None of this affects me. I'm saying that right now. My account's at a point where, like, genuinely almost none of this affects me. Like, I have the stuff, right? I have it. And so a lot of this doesn't affect me, but this makes me so excited for those of you that it'll help. This makes me so excited for new players coming in. This is one of the biggest things that I've always been, like, struggling with, is that CG is like, I'm like, dude, how are you getting new players in? The new player experience is rough to get into. There's so much of a learning curve, and like you go really fast to level 85, and then everything freezes. It doesn't feel good. This feels like a great step in the right direction to getting new players into this game and really kicking this game off. Now I think all that needs to happen is them to kick off a marketing campaign and release their final update in the end of this year to make this get whatever else they're putting in here. Hopefully they reach out to me and ask for help with their marketing campaign, because I 100% be down. But this looks so cool. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. If you have any questions about it, I'll try to get to any questions if I understand fully what they're saying. Of course, I may be giving some misinformation here or there just because of clarification problems, because we are reading a text document. I would love to have Meathead on and just talk to Meathead about this, but oh gosh, this is cool. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for giving a damn. Okay, let's whip up a thumbnail for that, and then we'll move on to getting ourselves a we'll go through the kit reveals next. So everyone stay here for a second, and we'll get the kit reveals going. But we want this video out there and letting everyone know how absolutely insane this is. So let's go ahead and get that going. Okay. Let's get this whipped up real quick. Hold on one sec. It'll take me just a sec to whip this up. So we have the fire. We want this gone, that gone. Where's Kylo Ren? Get rid of Kylo Ren. We don't need the red eyes either. We do want the arrow. Where's me? Where's the face of success? We need the face of success. There's the face of success. And then we're gonna grab you, and we're gonna edit. We're gonna transform. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. I wanna play with this. Don't flip my text around. Okay, here we go. We'll put me on this side, and we're gonna make me smaller. And do that. Changes, and then do we have another text? Yeah, there it is. And then you guys are getting a little behind the scenes. Hope you enjoy it. Everything. And we'll bring you up so you're in front of Rage Face. There we go. Honestly, let's get rid of Rage Face. We're just gonna bring this over here. And we'll do that, and then we just want the CG symbol. I'm sure I still have the that is the sound of 1,000 terrible things. Someone coming in with the raid. Thank you, my friend. Where are these? Why am I missing them? I know they're in here somewhere. Get that in there. And you... We're actually going to get rid of you. Oh, come on. Where's the EA logo that I used to use? There's ChatGPT. I have so many things. I have, like, so much clutter in here. Okay, we're just going to grab it again. Okay. Okay. Done. That'll be good enough. Okay. Bear with me, guys, and we will jump into the kit reveals here in just a moment. Also, whoever it was that raided me, thank you so much for the raid. Whoever it was that joined the Beaver Dam, I saw the person who subscribed just a second ago. Also, welcome to the Beaver Dam. Sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place, but I am trying to get a video out there because this is insane, bro. Absolutely insane. Okay. Video is posted. Okay, we don't have a potential ETA for this yet, do we? I think it's tomorrow, dude. I think it's the update tomorrow. Trevor Boy, thank you so much for the raid. I will stretch for you. Press Wampa. Okay, and then it doesn't show me on OBS. I don't have that set up yet. Does it show me over here who viewer activity? No, it doesn't. Whoever you are, I love you, random citizen. Whoever you are that subscribed, you're awesome. I think it was like Sean or something like that. Starkiller, Afra, and Grand Inquisitor bundles re-releasing tomorrow, by the way. Dude. Okay, yes, I'm excited those bundles are coming back, right? I am excited that those bundles are coming back. Don't get me wrong. But also, for a very selfish reason, I'm really excited about that. And the selfish reason is that I have a certain video that is at 79,000 views. And that is my Grand Inquisitor guide. And if they're rerunning the Grand Inquisitor Lightspeed bundle, more people are going to pick it up. And there's a chance that for our channel, we could get our first video over 100,000 views, which would be the coolest milestone ever. I did see that Maz is an Ufu. I don't think she'll have any synergies, though. Oh, gosh. Okay. So, let's, yeah, to those who do buy it and going for it, that journey was a pain. Yeah, it was. Hey, I've heard that my guide is one of the best, and it has the views for it, so I guess it might be true. That's awesome, Trey. I love that. Okay, so it is time to make another video. Gosh, what do we make a video about? I don't want to announce the new Lightspeed bundles. I'll throw it in the beginning of this video, but that's not what this video is about. What three were it again? It was Afra, Grand Inquisitor, and Star Killer. Gosh, all the expensive ones. Why are we getting none of the cheap ones? Okay. We're going to jump into this Kicks kit reveal and talk about Kicks. And then we're going to talk about Maz. And we're going to talk about the best and worst. It was community voted. Interesting. Aiden Barnhart, welcome to the damn community, my friend. Okay, so let's talk about the new one. We've completed our first video. Let's go talk about our second video. Welcome, friends, to the Beaver Dam, and we have 2 kit reveals on top of the news that we just dropped. But now, before we get into these kit reveals, I do want to talk briefly about we are getting Lightspeed bundles back. Tomorrow, we will be having a rerun of Star Killer, Grand Inquisitor, and Afra all coming back. So the 3 expensive bundles, they're all going to be $50, I'm guessing still. I'm guessing there isn't a price increase as far as I know. They're just returning. So it's going to be those 3. They're each $50, and they're all solid bundles. I'm probably going to end up picking up the Afra bundle just because I don't have the pirates that are contained in that, and the pirates are now actually something that's important in the game. So I don't know. Am I willing to spend that $50? I am undecided as of now. We shall see. It does give some Zetas, though, so that one feels a little bit more worth it to me. And the Inquisitors are a farm that no one wants to do, so I think a lot of people are going to be picking up the Inquisitorius. But let's jump into these kit reveals. I was mid-video of making a video about these kit reveals when I got interrupted by the huge news coming in. So we will not be talking about the huge news. If you want to talk about the huge news, that is the other video or the live stream that's happening right now. So go check that out. So kit reveal for Kicks. Now, there is some terrible news about Kicks. There is some fantastic news about Maz Kanata that I think is absolutely hilarious. Regardless, these guys' kits are really interesting to me, and pirates are not something I'm excited for. I mean, pirates are not something I'm excited for. When this era was announced, this was not something on my bingo card. This was not something I was interested in. This feels very much forced by Disney, just because they don't want Acolyte backlash or anything, and they moved Acolyte away and said, hey, you got to do the pirates now and capitalize on this new thing that's actually working. We get the pirates. I don't really care for them, but their kits actually look really cool. And, you know, SLKR was not the most wide received person in Star Wars lore in general, and yet a lot of us love him because his kit's amazing. And I feel like these pirates are going to be very similar in that sense. And Kix is the first one I'm interested in, like, actually just because he's a clone. Because we all just want more clones. You either give me more space wizards or cool guys in armor. That's the reason that I watched Star Wars as a kid, and that's the reason I will continue to do so. You know, Boba Fett was a fan favorite even before he showed up in a movie or anything. He just showed up in a parade and people were like, that armor's dope. I want to be like him. Give us cool guys in armor. Give us space wizards. We're happy. So, jumping in, light side healer, clone trooper, pirate, scoundrel, order 66. This guy is going to be the pirate healer. He's going to be on the Maz Kanata team, which we'll talk about Maz Kanata in a bit. And he's going to be a revive character and a healing character that's obviously based off of Prophet. And we'll also have some steal mechanics as well. So he's going to be super nice. Unfortunately, there's a piece of this that makes me want to cry. There was a desperate hope that I had, and we'll see if you guys catch on. Throw in the comment section what you think it is, and if you guess correctly, I'll give you a pat on the head and promise you that CG is bringing cool stuff. And I hope I'm telling the truth with that. So, jumping right in, we're just gonna jump right into his stuff. I feel like these pirates are kind of anti-heavy meta characters, anti-heavy conquest characters, almost, because like you're gonna see throughout this, as well as Maz Kanata, a lot of anti-Sith synergy, as well as a lot of anti-debuff synergy, and a lot of like stealing buffs, because that's their big thing. And so I think this is probably going to be a counter to both Sith, like Malgus, as well as probably Sith Eternal, because everything's a counter to Sith Eternal. But no, Quadme. I think this is actually going to be a good counter to Quadme, is this Maz Kanata team. And so I feel like they're kind of deconstructing some of the heavy hitters on the meta right now, because like Quadme's still a pain in the butt to get through. And like we kind of need our Bane in other places, and so I feel like this is kind of for the top players. This is freeing up Bane for other places, and it does feel like a more offensive team. We'll see going forward though, if they're smart enough to pull off their buffs and things like that. But jumping right in with this one, you can already see the anti-debuff stuff. Deal damage twice to a target enemy. Grant all pirate allies tenacity up for each critical hit scored. Dispel all debuffs from a random debuffed pirate ally. If no allies were debuffed, then you instead heal a random ally and give protection to a random ally. During Kick's turn, he gains 1 stack of profit for the rest of the battle and retribution for 2 turns. So already we're seeing this anti-debuff stuff in here. Kix dispels debuffs on himself. Deal special damage to all enemies, inflict healing immunity for 2 turns, and steal critical hit immunity, heal over time, health up, health steal up, protection over time, and protection up. If these buffs were stolen, grant them to all pirates, reset their durations. For each enemy that didn't have any buffs stolen, Kix gains 1 stack of profit for the rest of the battle. Max of 5. Now this is gonna be confusing for now. As soon as you see Maz, this will make sense. If target enemy is Sith, their cooldowns are increased by 1. Otherwise, call target other pirate ally to assist, dealing 50% more damage. I feel like these, I don't know, the meta's moving fast on that overall damage stuff. Next up, we got basically the ability that we get in Rote, where you have those clone troopers revive people, and it's annoying. Revive a random pirate ally with 50% health and protection. If the revived pirate ally is a tank, they taunt. If not, they stealth. All pirate ally gains health and protection. If there was no one revived, reduce cooldowns. And then, depending on your stacks of profit, you'll get additional effects, including more healing and protection, as well as, if there are no allied galactic legends, the weakest pirate ally gains damage immunity. And then you'll remove stacks for each of these 2 that proc. Now, it does say 10 or more stacks of profit. Spoiler alert, Maz Kanata has a piece of her kit that removes the capping for profit on her team. So that's where this is kind of going to make sense, is Maz Kanata will remove that cap. Jumping into the unique, has anyone guessed what the thing is that's making me cry in this kit yet? Kix has 20 speed for each pirate ally below 100% health, and stealths for 1 turn where he falls below 100% health. So he's going to save himself, as well as he's going to get, faster and faster the more people that are hurt, so that way he can get in there and help out the team more. If Maz Kanata is the leader, all pirate allies will gain 20% bonus protection and tenacity up for 1 turn at the beginning of the encounter. If Pirate Hondo Onaka or Maz Kanata is the ally in the leader slot, the cap for profit is removed for Kix. So there you go. Even if you were to throw him under Pirate King Hondo Onaka, he's still going to have that profit cap removed. Whenever a pirate ally is inflicted with healing immunity or shock, Kix dispels all debuffs on himself, gains speed up for 1 turn, and 20% turn meter uses himself the next time he uses a special ability. Oh, great. I loved Rogan's kit being baked into here. Pirate allies below 100% health gain evasion up. I love dodges. Thanks, CG. And then they gain 20% offense. So essentially, weak allies are going to get good buffs. During Kix's turn, his health and protection recovery abilities gain an additional 4% healing once per turn, stacking a max of 20% for each stack of profit on him. Very interesting that they're increasing the healing based off of profit. I do like that. You can see, obviously, there are no allied galactic legends a couple times in this kit. He is meant to go with Maz Kanata. The team is meant to be Maz with the 3 pirates that are, episode 7 Force Awakens characters, and then whoever else you want to throw in there as the 5th. But they do mention they're curious what we'll come up with, because there might be things they don't find, which is pretty common for what they do. Kix has 3 stacks of profit the first time each pirate ally would be defeated. The defeated ally is revived with 30% health and protection, and Kix loses 3 stacks of profit. If Kix has 5+ stacks of profit when he revives a pirate ally, the revived ally gains 3 stacks of Endure for 2 turns. Endure can't be instantly defeated. The first time this character would be reduced to 1% health, dispel 1 stack of Endure, and recover 1% health, which can't be prevented. So essentially, if you can get a lot of profit on this guy, your characters become unkillable for like 3 attacks, which is really freaking cool. And then while in Territory Wars stuff, I'm not going to read all of this, but tons of cool stuff, and notice how none of it has anything to do with it being only with a non-galactic legend allies, because I think that they're looking at combining all the pirates into a super pirate team in Territory War. So we'll talk a bit about that when we get into Maz's kit. And of course, our wonderful Kix art, beautiful. If you haven't figured out why I'm crying internally and why this is the worst news possible, he sounds awesome. I was really hoping for a 3v3 Omicron for 501st, and that we'd get, Gas being good in 3v3, because Gas is pretty garbage in 3v3 no matter what team you give him, and he's not great on defense, he's not great on offense, he's just and so I was really hoping that he would, he would moonlight as a 501st, but unfortunately, he both during the day and moonlighting, he sounds like he's always a pirate. So here we are. Jumping into Maz Kanata. Maz Kanata, where there's so much text in this. Incredible amounts of text. They did give her the unaligned force user tag, but she has no synergy with unaligned force users, so I don't think we'll see her there. She is going to be one of the 2 leaders. You're going to have her, and you're going to have Pirate King Hondo Onaka. So those are the 2 that you're going to be using. Now, I mentioned in the title of this video, yes, there is some really great news about this kit. Some incredible news, some interesting news, some integral news to the game. I don't know if this is a response to Arnold taking a break from the game for a week, because I think he's back now. His video mentioned that he was coming back over the next week or so. But of course, he's going to be struggling to balance being a father, so we'll see what happens. But I think this is a direct response to them losing their key person who tests all of their kits. Maz gives profit to her enemies, setting up unique ways to steal his profit from them with her special too, and by critting enemies. But known issue, ability text in game will be different for her special 2 regarding the following, and says, hey, here's 2 things that are not working as intended on Maz's kit. We're putting her into the game, but we are aware these 2 problems are in the game currently and will be fixed as time goes on before she comes out and all of you guys can get your hands on her, which means they're testing their game. Isn't that wild, guys? CG is testing their game. I am so proud. I'm like a proud parent here. Oh my gosh. Isn't it amazing, guys? They're actually testing their game. It's so cool. Anyways, jumping in. Oh, sounds like Arnold just posted. Very nice. Very cool. Okay, so Steadfast Shot deals special damage to target enemy, inflict them with healing immunity, and pinned for 1 turn. We're getting the pinned mechanic back again. Target enemy Sith, healing immunity and pin can't be evaded or resisted. So we're going to see a ton of anti-Sith synergy baked into this kit. So once again, dispel all debuffs on pirate and smuggler allies. We are seeing a ton of anti-debuff, anti-major buff teams, anti-Sith. We're seeing, I don't know, it feels like an almost anti-huge synergy teams, I guess, if that makes sense. Just because, when you have a ton of buffs going like the Quadme team, it takes that away. And so it sounds like it's actually going to be less good against less good teams, if that makes sense. So the better, kind of like how Malgus and Quadme feed General Anakin Skywalker's offense, because they just get so many buffs that gas just ramps up and is why he can absolutely destroy them. I feel like it's the same kind of idea where you're feeding off of what the enemy's doing. And so that when the enemy does more, you're going to get more out of this team, which is a really cool mechanic. If all allies are pirates and there are no galactic legends allies at the start of the battle, call all pirate allies to assist, dealing 40% less damage. They gain 50% turn meter and have their cooldowns reduced by 1. Gotta love a turn meter gain and a cooldown reduction. Special 2, Keeper of Secrets. Maz steals stealth, resets its duration, and grants it to all non-tank pirate allies. She steals 1 stack of profit that she granted to enemies from each enemy until the end of the encounter. So she will give out stacks of profit. Looks like she'll steal them as well. So it's going to be definitely interesting. If all allies are pirate and no galactic legends at the start of the battle, inflict all enemies with 3 stacks of exposed for 2 turns. The target enemy's cooldowns are increased by 1. Goodness freaking gracious. This attack can't be evaded or resisted. While in GAC, yay, GAC Omicrons, and there are no galactic legend allies. If all allies are pirates at the start of the battle, Maz steals an additional stack of profit that she granted to enemies from each enemy until the end of the encounter, and all enemies have their cooldowns increased by 1 instead. If the target enemy had lost all 5 stacks of profit given from Maz, death mark them until the end of the encounter, which can't be copied or dispelled. Permanent death mark. Okay. The enemy already had death mark, set target enemy to 100 max health until the end of the encounter. Not 100%, 100. 100. The target enemy was galactic legend, inflict them with armor shred instead. Okay, maximum cap for profit effects is removed for Maz. So we got it for Kix, we got it for Maz. It's going to be a thing. I'm guessing Hondo's going to be the same stuff. At the start of the battle, if all allies were pirates, Maz gains 100% counter chance, 75% crit chance until the end of the battle, and 20% max health and protection until she is defeated for the first time. There are no galactic legend pirates at the start of the battle. At the start of Maz's first turn, each encounter grant all non-pirate enemies 5 stacks of profit. And so those will be the ones she's stealing, and then as she steals them and brings them to herself, she'll inflict death mark on them once she gets rid of all of them, which basically means you have 5 turns, not 5 turns, unless you can reduce Maz's turn meter or cooldowns that much. But overall, Maz has to use her ability 5 times, and all of a sudden she has a mass death mark that goes on forever. So that's absolutely wild. While in GAC and there are no galactic legend allies, she gains mastery for each stack of profit. Whenever an enemy loses profit given from Maz, they also lose 5% offense and 5 speed. Whenever a pirate ally is inflicts any debuff on their turn, they deal true damage to all enemies. Once per turn, this damage can't defeat it. I hate true damage so much. True damage is everywhere now, and I hate it. It does so much. Like, it's so scary when you're fighting a Sokatana with a Finzori, and it's just you get hit by the damage, and you're just like, oh. At the start of each encounter, if there are no galactic legend allies, all pirate smuggler allies are immune to fear, anti-Malgus, and gain foresight for 1 turn. Whenever Maz gains a stack of profit, all other pirate allies gain 1 stack of profit until the end of the encounter. It's gonna be wild how much profit's moving around on this team. Whenever a pirate ally with Retribution uses a basic ability, they ignore that enemy's protection, which we just read Kix. Kix gives Retribution to himself on his basic anyways. Whenever an enemy attacks out of turn, all pirate allies are going to gain 5% turn meter, so good luck with your turn meter train teams trying to take out this team on defense. If there was no galactic legend enemies at the start of the battle, if there was an enemy Sith, pirate allies take reduced damage from percent health damage effects, and whenever they target enemy Sith with an ability, they deal 300% more damage and ignore protection. At the start of each Sith enemy's turn, all pirate allies gain foresight. I get it. I get the whole, like, Hondo's gone up against Sith many times and all that kind of stuff, but this feels like bullying. This feels like the level of, like, screw that person specifically that we've seen in, like, GL's kits lately for anti-JMK. Like, it feels that level of, we just don't like you. Oh, gosh. While in Grand Arena and there are no Galactic Legend allies, Pirate allies gain 30% max health and max protection and 30 speed. Whenever a Pirate ally scores a critical hit, they gain 5% tenacity until the end of the counter. If the Pirate ally is instantly defeated by a non-Galactic Legend enemy, that enemy is death marked for 1 turn, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. If the Pirate ally uses an ability on their turn against an enemy with death mark, they instantly defeat them. It wasn't enough that death mark's there, but like even characters that are, you know, anti-health percent damage effects just get insta-killed. Goodness gracious. The condition of no Galactic Legend enemies at the start of the battle is removed on this ability. I love that. Maz is going to be wild. They're testing their game, guys. That's crazy. And unfortunately, Kix does not moonlight as a 501st, which is unfortunate. But here we are. And just a reminder, Meathead did say, thank you, Appley, for sending me the message. Starkiller, Afra, Grand Quizzer, they're coming tomorrow. Keep an eye out. But thank you guys so much. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the Pirate faction now. I'm honestly kind of excited for them. And especially with the new changes for, like, what I can relic characters. Like, I'd be willing to relic up this team because I'm going to get Maz Kanata. I have SM33. I'm probably going to use SM33 with Hondo eventually when I get it. But, like, I have Emphas Nest that I can throw in that 5th slot. If I buy the Afra bundle tomorrow, I have the Hondo I can throw in that slot. And then I just have, you know, I can just throw all of these at 5-star, you know, work them up with shipments or through the just sharding them up once they're available and get them up to 5-star, get them up to Relic 3, and I instantly have another team for the for this, as well as this looks like a really fun kit. And if we can do like a Relic 3 5-star level of this team and it still beats like Malgus and still beats Quadme, I think that's a fairly good budget team for people to get up if they're in like the mid to late game to push for, because they get a raid team, they get a team that can beat some amazing teams without having to go for full 7-star and go all the way in investing. And then they also can feel good about their investment because these are characters who are required for a GL. So like no part of this feels bad for like mid-tier to late game players at all. But overall, I'm very excited for what's coming. I wasn't before. I was kind of like, now I am. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for giving a damn. Okay, I gotta whip up another thumbnail. Oh, we're gonna... Hold on, we got this. We got this. Where's Moss? Okay, there's Kix. We need a copy. Why isn't it letting me copy? Sure, download it. Okay. Then Moz, download it. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one for sure. The fact that it, like, with the Omicron, it does, like, oh yeah, you don't have to worry about the fact that, you know, you need to have this thing. What? That's kind of weird, but okay. Well, there we go, guys. Yeah, no clone synergy. Where's our... Okay. Sorry, just whipping up a quick thing. Upload video. Select files. And let's upload our other video. Burp, 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 burp. Okay. Let's get our last little piece that we need. Gosh, I have way too much here. Here it is. Okay. Our video is done. So, overall thoughts on, well, both things. Are you guys now excited for the pirates? Is the pirates something you're looking at and you're like, I like the idea of pirates now? Or is it still like, I'm not going for the pirates, I refuse, I will not touch them with a 10-foot pole? Like, what are you guys thinking? He's like, I don't know, I might get some Relics 3 pirates. Software from SWGOH for the week, still deploying and doing platoons for the guild, but otherwise I'm doing dailies. Didn't sign up for GAC, and I turned off all my alarms to remind you to grab energy. Till I see the work put into effect, pirates are still a miss for me. I think their kits are interesting enough that I'm like, okay, yeah. Love Lightspeed tokens. I'm gonna tell you now that LST is gonna drive me nuts. My brain just does not want to process the acronym LST. Lightspeed tokens, relics before 7-star will definitely be interesting to see how it affects the metas, but for pirates, I'm still not jazzed. I got other stuff to grab before I chase anything new, and there lies the rub. It's too new for me. Player friendly makes me optimistic that this game will run a good while longer. Yeah. If I can only buy one bundle, what would you recommend? Depends on where your account is. Out of the 3, Star Killer's the most fun, and the Inquisitor bundle's going to help you the most get into a good guild. So I would probably, from a pragmatics perspective, I would look at getting I would look at getting yourself an Inquisitorius bundle. Doesn't Ben have some card insta-kill immunity, especially in GAC? Yeah, Ben has insta-kill immunity. How rote friendly is the new relic change? That is a good question. Not that friendly at all. It's not. It's not friendly to rote, because to the bare minimum for rote is Relic 5. Relic 5 is locked behind 7-star. So you're not going to see any differences in rote. I had to think about it for a second. You won't see any differences in rote because it's Relic 5 requirement. Why is Grand Arena so messed up? I don't know. I doubt anything that's coming out. If it's insta kill, I doubt it's going to go through insta kill immunity, because that's the point of insta kill immunity. Wasn't the changes 4 years ago? But regardless, I do think there needs to be, especially with Lightspeed bundles, I think there needs to be some heavy changes to GAC. I do think that we're having a lot of problems of, like, just, we need an expansion, we need a lot to fix a lot of this stuff. I need to go, I need to go spend a little bit of this. Let's see. There we go. Still haven't finished my dailies for the day. Heck yeah. I probably should, because I think my dailies actually reset in, like, an hour and 30 minutes. So I should probably do that real quick while I'm sitting here with you guys. What's the... Oh, Energy Ascension. Hello. I'll take that. Are the relic changes probably going to turn all the journeys into what happens for capital ships? 4 stars says good to go, but you won't get anything without 7 stars? What do you mean? Well, like, most of the journeys, they didn't say anything about changing journeys levels. So, like, this is technically a Gear 12 event, but you do need 7 stars to do it. Almost every event has always had a star level requirement. Yeah, 7 stars, Relic 5. The 7-star has always kind of been locked into the requirement for any event, which was the whole point of, like, early events. You know, the whole point of this is 7-star, not necessarily high gear. The whole point of this is 7-star, not necessarily high gear. That type of thing. Might make it to Bronzio on my 2-month-old account. I have no idea what my opponent looks like. Or, Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, that tracks. Kyber 2, they're gonna have everything. I wouldn't say this is the small update. This is the foundation update. But yeah, we'll see what the big update is. I'm very curious. So. None say 7-star requirements. So technically, there was a time where you could unlock SLKR with a 6-star or even a 5-star Hux. Because technically Hux could get up to relic levels at 6-star for some reason, way back when. They just never put in the cap for him. And so technically you could get him up to relic level and do that back then. But you have to remember, to get Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, you need Relic 7s. Relic 7s are gate kept behind 7 stars. Relic 5s are not. So if there was a GL that had all Relic 5 requirements, then yes, you could do that. But there is no GL with all Relic 5 or below requirements. So you're not going to be able to get any GLs with this new system. It still gate locks your GLs behind this. So STAP would be in this new update thing, you think? Oh, yeah, are you talking about Lightspeed tokens? STAP should be one of the characters that you can choose for Lightspeed tokens, yes. Why do you say that, SWGOH, Overlord? Hey, Italian. It's been going. Just crazy stuff, essentially. Yotter coming in with the raid. Thank you, my friend.
I, Hondo Onaka, welcoming you to the Beaver Dam.
What are the chances we get a 10 for 10 deal on Lightspeed tokens? It sounds like they're going to be tied directly to the episode pass, and that's it. It didn't sound like there was going to be more than that. But hey, if they start selling them, I think a lot of people would purchase them. Like, this kind of sets a precedent of this is how much a character at Relic 5 is worth now. Mark my words, there's a new grind coming. Maybe Relic 10, but I don't think they can add gear to ships without detrimentally absolutely ruining ships. And ships are already in a very precarious spot as it is. I don't think they're going to add anything to ships. If anything, they'll add something to characters, and they'll add a new type of event that requires 7-star and things like that. They'll add some more stuff. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the price. Yeah, exactly. We'll see what they add. I don't know. Lots of easier access. Oh, hold on. Let me also... Forgot to do this real quick. There we go. Said store free episode track and episode pass. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the thing, is if they add Relic 10, it really doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. Talia, you say you're looking forward to the Expedition 33 stream tomorrow? I was curious about your schedule now since this update plus another huge update. Will they want to maintain their marquees? I mean, we only have one more era this year, and then it's the 2-month break era. So I think they'll maintain their current era system regardless. They've kind of shoved it down our throats and are forcing us to do it. Yeah, like I've been finished farming ships for, I don't know, a year. Like the only ships I didn't have were like 3 of the Sith fighter stuff that I needed for Leviathan, and that was it. Everything else was done. I was completely done with the ships essentially. Relic at 4 stars, exactly what I said. After this next update, you'll be able to relic characters up to relics once you hit 4 stars. It'll be Relic 1 at 4 star, Relic 3 at 5 star, and then Relic 5 at 7. A Relic 5 and above at 7 star. Remember when Stap was coming to the game, we thought it may be the dawn of vehicles? They have tried, like they've teased that there's a vehicle game mode coming for the last like 4 or 5 years. So one of these days we may get a vehicle game mode. I don't think it's anytime soon. Break era, yeah, at the end of each year there's like a 2-month era or something like that. I don't remember. It's like a 1-month or 2-month thing. It happened this last year, and they said that it was going to be planned into it, that there would be like a 1 to 2 month off time. So we'll see how it works. These eras are not exactly 1 month, right? They're 28 days. Yeah, I guess you could kind of, with certain GLs, do them faster. Like here, well, let's take a look. What character would have it? Like SLKR. You could technically get SLKR faster because you don't actually have to relic or get 7 stars Veteran Smuggler Han Solo or First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot. All of the Relic 3s could be done at 5 star. So like you could get this character faster, but I don't think there's anyone that you can get faster in Jabba. Jabba doesn't have any Relic 3s, does he? Oh no, you can do Gamorrean Guard, Jawa, and Mob Enforcer. There you go. There's 3 requirements for Jabba that you can skip out on essentially. Yeah, we talked about the Lightspeed bundles returning. Yeah, we're thinking about doing the same thing, White Tiger. I'm gonna try and speedrun SWGOH again and try and get to level 85 in the first day and see how, if it's possible again. Now that they've added some more things to streamline it, as well as adding 2 new quests for people below level 40. So a fundamental shift to a game mode that you think would be in the next update, GAC, Galactic War, Conquest, or multiplayer modes? The only 2 things that I could think of as a large jump would be either getting rid of Territory Wars and making the PvEVP game mode that Tuscan Meathead mentioned as his favorite type of way to play games, or in GAC, adding something to GAC. My personal preference, what I have suggested for a while now, especially because Kyber's getting really dumb, is you add in another zone right here. And so you have one big zone right here. And so because you have one big back zone, you have to add, it adds an extra level of strategy. For those in Carbonite, it's only going to add 1 more team. For those in Kyber, it's going to add in a whole lot more. So I think that's what they should do, because overall we all have way too many teams with Lightspeed bundles, and now with these Lightspeed tokens, I think it's going to become even more prevalent that even people in Carbonite are going to have a lot of characters and things to do. I think that adding an expansion to GAC is definitely something they're looking into, and that it's probably going to happen very, very soon. Now, will they add this back zone like I suggest? Probably not. They're not. I don't know. Maybe. I spent 8 months saying I would, farm the Dark Side clones and get Lord Vader as my next GL if they drop Dark Side clones for the 20-year anniversary, and they did it. So maybe they do watch my streams and they've heard me rant about this before. Who knows? Maybe that's what we're getting, guys. It doesn't say 7-star Madness. It just says relic level. So it might say 7-star in their uses, though. So you might not be able to use them. Nope. First order specific units. That's it. Yeah. So nothing in here says it has to be 7-star. It's probably just something to give some more XP to boost you up faster, White Tiger. You say that, Karsk, but you can literally full auto, like on auto basic throughout the entire Jabba event, essentially. In the second half of it and in the first half of it, it's not hard. Like, Gamorrean Guard doesn't really do much in the pieces that he's a part of. Yeah. I don't think it's really going to affect anyone for that one. Sounds good, Talion. You have a great night, my friend. Let's make sure we finish this before I forget. Holding out for Rogue One likes people are funny. Also, Gak is doing my head in as I'm facing people twice my GP. Yeah, it's GAC for you. Anyone else having trouble with audio? I don't know. What about a mid zone? You could do a mid zone, yeah. Adding a zone is definitely the thing that I would go for. Caracol coming in with his 4 months of loyalty. News sounds pretty good, like you. Aw, thanks, Caracol. Kisses. Don't tell Mara. If they do something about GAC, they should let people have dropout rating after being inactive for 4 weeks and freeze the rating until they do GAC again, so new people don't face them in Carbonite, Bronzium, and Chromium. Yeah, like adding like a Carbonite 6, a Kyber 6, where like people get frozen in their ranking and can't really move farther is what I would prefer, especially with certain GP levels. Like, I don't think anyone over 4 million GP should be in Carbonite, and I think that there should be a Bronzium 6, and so if you go inactive, you just sit in Bronzium 6 and you get little to no rewards. It's like the equivalent of like Carbonite 5. And then, you know, Chromium 6 would be the equivalent of Bronzium 5. And just like, it's basically just a waiting area if you're throwing your GACs and not playing and going inactive and stuff. But like overall, I think they need to do some stuff to prevent some things from happening. We're actually going to do this first just for fun because I don't know what that's for. Everyone chill, that was for me. You'll still need 7 stars for GLs. It sounds like there's a couple requirements that you don't need 7 stars for the GLs. 3-star requirement sounds like you can do them at 5 stars. Or Relic 3 requirements you can do at 5 stars. And that might be a new thing, Madness. It might be, because it's only the Relic 3 requirements that are this way. And so it might be a thing where we start, like, making guides for, hey, if you have a 3-star pilot, this is how you're going to have to do it. And with the changes to the fact that you don't lose tickets, I think that it's entirely possible that you could do something like that. Hey Beaver, how good are the 3 upcoming Lightspeed bundles for GAC and how many Zetas for each team? If you want the best bang for your buck for GAC, you're looking for direct translation from buying a Lightspeed bundle to getting a GAC team, you're going to go for Starkiller. Starkiller gives you Mara Jade, and he doesn't really need Zetas to work, and then you'll get Starkiller himself. Starkiller just needs 1 Omicron to work. And bada bang, bada boom, you have a team to go. Whereas with the Inquisitors, you're going to have to get the Grand Inquisitor and get Riva before you can actually get a team going, but that'll help out a guild, so it'll help you get into a good guild. So if you're looking for pragmatics and like the best bang for your buck, I'm going to highly suggest the Inquisitorius. The Afra bundle is just excessive. It's just, if you want the Afra, or if you want to go to the Pirate faction and you don't really have a start into the Pirate faction, go pick up Afra. But otherwise, I don't see Afra being a good option for most people. So GAC-wise, go for Starkiller. Pragmatism, go for Inquisitorius. save your money, save your money. It's up to you. Beskar tier wouldn't be bad. 100%. Training ground type GAC where you can move up regular after hitting certain GPs, 3.4 mil, like Conquest. Oh, okay. You have to be careful with GP limits because we tried full GP GAC, which was the original version of GAC, and it wasn't good. It was awful. You do any kind of bloating and all of a sudden you're getting absolutely screwed because everyone had to make their accounts perfect. But Kyber 3 and one guy has 15 mil GP in all 300 tunes to relic, countless R9s. 59 of them is always. So this guy either dominates or is lazy in GAC. He's probably lazy in GAC in a whale, or he's retiring, or he's just getting out of retirement. It's Starkiller, it's Grand Inquisitor, and it's Afra. Those are the 3 bundles, Bobby. So that'll be the Inquisitorius that you need to unlock Inquisitors. That'll be the requirements you need for Starkiller, or the requirements for Afra. Those are the 3 bundles. All 3 of them are going to be $50. The one for Afra does come with some of the Zetas for the characters. Not all, but some. Almost done with the pass. It's not good, Shizarum. It's a garbage team. Unfortunately, it is just not a good team, and anyone that tells you otherwise is drinking some heavy copium. It's a very garbage team until you can get Riva, but it does push your guild towards getting Riva, which pushes you towards other things in Rote that are going to be helpful, and Riva is a GL killer in your roster. Beskar above Kyber or below Carbonite? It'd probably be below Kyber. They've both this game and other games have made Kyber so much of a this is the end game that I don't think Beskar can ever be considered above Kyber in this game. I do think that being able to challenge... There's a really cool idea that... oh, what is that game called? Marvel Strike Force does, where you can go and your territory war, essentially, it's Alliance War or whatever it's called, but your territory war is, you can set your defenses in advance and set them up how you want them, and then you can go into it and you can test against teams. And so you can go in and you're like, your guildmate has a fully leveled up, I'm forgetting all of the names, so we're just going to use Galaxy of Heroes. Say they have a fully leveled up pirate squad they throw on defense. You can then go in and test against that pirate squad and like try out using your Omicrons, the abilities that only work in Alliance War, and try out different things against that team. And so it gave an extra level of being able to sandbox for Alliance War, and as well as be able to go in and practice and learn a bit in the game. And I loved that, and it allowed me to also be like, hey buddy, I fought your team. You did this terribly on this character, and you need to fix this character specifically. And so like I could also kind of like trash talk my alliance as well and be like, yo bro, you need to get this fixed. This sucks. Dude, just eliminate 3v3 and go back to the old system where it's 3 weeks of 5v5 and then give me 3 months of 5v5 and then give me 1 month of custom games where I can go against anyone that I choose and I can set up tournaments. I would love that so much. I don't think there's a good way of doing Fleet Arena Red Destroyer in the way you're imagining. I think the only way to make this fair would be to pull the crystals from Fleet Arena and throw it into like Territory War or something. You'd have to pull it and put it somewhere else because no matter what, Fleet Arena is always going to incentivize having one good team. It was the same problem with Squad Arena, is you always just focused on the best team in the game and nothing else. And back then there was no Grand Arena rewards, and like Grand Arena wasn't much of a thing, and so you just push hard in Squad Arena and you'd have one good team, and that was the entirety of your gameplay. And then they moved all of those rewards over to Grand Arena, and it diversified people's rosters a ton. You can buy all 3 Lightspeed bundles. Yes, you can buy all 3. It's just going to cost you $150. See, that's the thing, is CG is unwilling to let people choose because they know people will choose 5v5 every time. Everyone hates 3v3, and so like 3v3 would become a dead game mode because those who like 3v3 would always choose 3v3, and eventually they'd start matching up with different people and be like the same people over and over again because there's only so many people that play 3v3, and so they'd get a loss of players more and more if they were to give that option. They can't do it. Can you get banned for buying things in the web store with a VPN? Probably. Just because you'd essentially be using a VPN to maybe get different store prices. And so I do think that would be something I would avoid doing, Fred. What are you and Caracol going to be components? I don't know. At some point. I have no idea where Caracol is. Man, farming guides are going to change a lot after this update. I don't think so. Like, I think the initial farming stuff might change a little bit, but I don't think farming guides are going to change that much because still it's a heavily reliant on journey guides and doing different stuff. And so, like, because of that, the journey guide still requires 7 stars. The Galactic Legend still requires 7 stars. A lot of this I feel like is not really going to affect that much, besides giving newer players access to relic levels that it's going to allow them to actually fight and do good stuff. So I feel like it's just going to speed up the early game a lot, and that's about the only thing that we're going to really see. So I want to see how much of an impact relies on low star characters will really be. Like, if it's not worth it, it'll make me question why it was done in the first place. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like what the relic levels do for like a 5-star versus a 7-star, which I happen to have a Crosshair who is currently 5-star that I can get to relic 3. And so I can test out how that looks to have a relic 3 character here, and see what kind of damage it looks like. But yeah, that's about it for me for today. I was going to stream tonight and do some roster reviews, but I had about 2 hours to stream and had plans to stream about an hour ago. And now I don't really have much time left in my night. So we'll try and get a roster review stream in tomorrow in between our 2 streams that we already have planned, and make sure you guys get some roster reviews. We'll do some roster reviews probably earlier in the day for those who are in Europe and that type of stuff. But I will double check my schedule. Hopefully it will be solid. But yeah, interesting days, guys. Interesting days. So therefore, any of the R3 characters is easier. You gotta keep in mind, if you're talking about lightspeed tokens, you can't use those on marquee characters. But yeah, do it now, coward. I will do one roster review right here, right now. First person to put their ally code in chat that I can see. Lightspeed tokens will be given through the episode pass and will basically be a mini lightspeed bundle that will instantly upgrade a character to a certain level. They'll be coming with the update and the following month of the eras. Okay, Shizarin. Are you looking on Ray right now? Lightspeed, so a lightspeed token will bring up a character. So currently the next two that are going to come out, the first two that are coming out rather, are going to be Scoundrel and Separatist. And so essentially if you get a Scoundrel lightspeed token, you can go to the Scoundrel tab and you'll be able to choose a character, let's say Zori Bliss, for instance, and you were to use, there's a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. If you were to have a tier 5 one, you would instantly bring this character up to 7-star Relic 5. And so you can choose anyone that's before a certain area, which is Hu Yang, when the era system started. So you'd be able to instantly bring Zori up to Relic 5. It's like a mini lightspeed bundle you can earn for free. If you get a tier 1, it'll be 3-star Gear 10 that it brings it up to. If you get a tier 2, it's going to bring it up to 4-star Relic 1, I think, or Gear 12, I can't remember. And then tier 3 is like 5-star Relic 3, and so on and so forth. So are raid tiers star-gated? If I recall correctly, it's just 5 stars to get into the raid, and then after that they do not have any star gating. 5 stars, Order 66. Requires Gear 12. It doesn't say anything else. Yeah, so looks like as long as you're 5 stars, you're good. Is it random chance? No, I'm guessing it's based on the episode pass as you go through. There'll probably be like 1 tier 1, 1 tier 2, 1 tier 3, 1 tier 4, and 1 tier 5 in there. And then if you pay for the episode pass, you'll probably get like a couple tier 3s or something like that, or a couple tier 5s or something like that. So with my roster, do you think I should do Lord Vader, Rey, Gas, or some Lightspeed bundle stuff? I have 6 Zetas banked. Well, I mean, you have a Rey already in your roster. So, like, do you have a Lord Vader already in your roster? I don't see a Lord Vader already in your roster. You did buy the clones. Get the Finn Zeta? You do not. I would do, if I were you, I would do a Finn Zeta on Finn to make your Finn Zori team workable. Get some mods on this team and drop yourself some mods on Resistance Zero Finn if you haven't already. It looks like you've already started. Get them up over 300 speed. Get your Resistance Zero Poe within 30 speed of your Resistance Zero Finn and make that a team because it's one of the top 20 defensive teams and can beat Ahsoka Tano, which is incredible. It can also beat a couple other GLs. And then I would drop on Rey and just push your Rey up. Then you'll have 1 defensive, 1 offensive Galactic Legend. And then I would go into Lord Vader. Keep working on your Galactic Republic for sure. But then I go into Lord Vader. You paid for the clones. You might as well go for the Lord Vader and finish him. He'll still do most of what he needs to do without the Zetas. Rey, not so much. And so, you know, and your clones will carry him pretty harshly. So I would 100% do that. And that would probably be the route I would go. Gas is just so many Zetas. Do not go for the set. Like, get this gas up to relic level and everything. But, like, unless you're willing to spend money on, like, a gear ascension to get these last Zetas, or not the gear ascension, the ability ascension, and to get the Zetas for this guy, I think your Zetas are going to be better going into Rey, into Lord Vader, and doing that stuff, and then coming back to these guys when you have a moment. But yeah, take advantage of what you currently have in your roster before going and getting something else. So finish your Rey, and then go for your Lord Vader. And once you have both of those into your roster, you can literally throw like Rey and SLKR on offense and throw just grab a good Datacron now while they're still around for the Clone Trooper Datacrons, and grab yourself a good Clone Trooper Datacron, and then just ride it out with Lord Vader on defense, and that'll bring you up to essentially up to Erodium. Like, you can ride a Lord Vader with the clones up to Erodium pretty easily. Your modding choices are a little interesting. Your Captain Rex needs to be faster. Your Resistance Hero Finn should be over 300. Do you have... No, you don't. Okay. Heck yeah, Shizaram. Way to go, dude. That's awesome. That'll give you so much to get through this. But yeah, focus down the Rey, then focus down the Lord Vader. Circle back around to gas when you got a moment. But that would be my suggestion. Your mods look like they need work, obviously, but it's also a newer account. So take some time and get those mods. The fact that you have Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon should help with that to some degree, at least. I wouldn't bother Relic 9ing every single GL you get. It's not worth it. It doesn't do as much as you want it to do. Yeah, the Lightspeed tokens they showed up in the data mines, but we weren't sure what they actually were. We just assumed that they would be what we thought they were going to be, and it sounds like they are. There's just different levels that we didn't know about, and we also didn't know they'd be so easy to get. We thought they were going to be a paid-for thing, and turns out they're not, which is super cool. So, but yeah. Last thing, Shizaram, you're doing great in the raid. Stop going for new stuff. I see that, Depa. Like, you bought the clones. You want to go for the rest and go for the Jedi Vanguard? Sure, I guess. I don't suggest pushing for new stuff with an account like this. You're going to want to get your Rey. You're going to want to get your Lord Vader. You push through the things that are close as you go. Because those are going to be the things that really help you. No, level 85 is still required. And using the tokens will automatically bring them to level 85. Like, especially with, I mean... One Zeta, 2 Zeta, 3 Zeta, 4 Zeta, 5 Zeta, 6 Zeta, 7 Zeta, 8 Zeta, plus the 6 on Lord Vader once you get Lord Vader unlocked. You just spent so many Zetas for new characters. Every new character has at least 1 Zeta, if not like 3 that are necessary for them to work. Going for new characters, you're just never going to have Zetas in your roster, and you need them for these older content. Because, like, I mean, I don't know if you've seen my streams. Mace isn't doing much for me. He's failed in every single battle I've essentially ever sent him in on. He's doing some stuff on defense for some people, I hear. Yeah, like, he's close enough that, like, yeah, get Mace when he comes around at the 3 months, absolutely. But, like, focus on the things that you have, and it's not like you really need Zetas to get Mace unlocked. But yeah. Hey, it got you into a good guild, and you were willing to spend the money, and you spent the money, Shizram. Just don't make it a habit, especially with, you know, the current stuff going on. You have tons of stuff in your roster that's going to be super helpful, but you need to work on that first. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I am going to head out. Big thanks to those who contribute to the Beaver Dam. You guys are amazing. You guys keep the lights on. Big shout out to our damn sugar daddy, as well as our damn best members, current and former. They always have a home on our end screen. And a big shout out to each and every one of our damn elite. You guys are amazing. And now, if you made it all the way to the end of the stream, we're gonna see if we can raid someone. We'll see if there's anyone still around that's out there streaming. And I want you to go into this next stream. Hold on, let's see if we can find someone, because I want you guys to go say something. It doesn't look like anyone's live on YouTube. That's unfortunate. Let's go find someone who's streaming some kind of Star Wars, because I want you guys to do this. Okay, this person right here is playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. We are going to go ahead and raid them. And what I want you guys to do is, when you get to their chat, I want you to tell this streamer, whoever they might be, whether or not you think Rabid Beaver was wearing pants during this entire stream. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you for giving a damn, and I'll see you guys in the next video.